Hey guys, hope you're doing well. We are back with another What Sold on eBay video. Today started off super slow. We had like 3 sales most of the way through the day, and then we had to make some changes to try to get some stuff going. My son is here in the background, so if you see Zane running around, don't mind him. He might make some noise too, but he's hanging out with Dad. We just finished dinner. We got to get these orders packed up here, so they'll be ready for tomorrow. So we'll go over a couple things that sold, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I do when sales are slow, because I've got this question before, so that'll be at the back part of this video. So a couple things. We just sold this nice and smooth cassette. This one sold for like 12 bucks shipped. Not a whole lot there, but again, these little cassettes, I bought a whole bunch of them for 25 bucks, 20 or 25, and we've been making a ton of money on them. We probably have sold $700 to $800 worth of cassettes, and we probably still have another 100, 200 left. They'll eventually hopefully sell, so good money there. Here's a Dslight. This is the black one. This one, when you turn it on, it like flashes the light on the screen real quick and then it turns right off. It's still sold for parts for $20.89. Maybe it would have been an easy fix. I haven't really messed around with fixing the DS's yet unless it's just a battery, but this one ended up selling for $20.89. It's going to go out first class. So broken video game systems can sell. Here's a Telematch. This is an older system right here. It does come with the little paddles as well. This one does not have a battery cover in the back or any other cords or cables. It does. It was sold for parts for $30 on the best offer. It came in a big bundle of video game stuff, not a whole lot to it. It's probably going to ship out for 10 or 12 bucks. We're not going to make a ton, but it's one of those items I wanted out of the store. So we got these books right here. These ones, these are Great Lives from God's Word. There's like a set of 6 of them, maybe 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. You'll see on the screen somewhere over here. Those were $2 each, so we're probably in them for a little bit plus the tax, I believe. They ended up selling at the best offer of $45 shipped. Not too bad. I had them listed at $55, but they've been up for a little while. A couple of them have some damage to the front dust jackets, so figured we could take the lesser offer, and I'm happy to move them out of here. Look out for book sets, guys. We're going to see another big one here. I sold one the other day. People sleep on these book sets. They're not worth a ton individually, but when you get a group of items of the same author or the same series or whatever, you can make some money. So don't pass those up. The other 2 items that actually sold, it was that Swindle set when we started the day. We sold this Silverado DVD set for like $9. It came from the Hirsch buy, so not much to that one. And then we sold this Windows XP Professional. It's just the booklet and the CD key. The CD key's on the inside there, but no discs. Usually you can sell the software for like 25 to 30 shipped with the CD key. I sold just the key and the instruction manual for like 18 shipped. The key is obviously important because when you're going to reboot the system, you have to have that CD key to get it going. But I'm a little concerned because it doesn't have the software, so I'm hoping someone who bought it, they saw that and they have the software already. They just want the key to download it onto another or install it on another computer. So we started the day with just those 3 sales, which is kind of slow. We were past lunchtime and only had those 3. So that's definitely not where we want to be. But some more stuff started coming in, and we did a couple of little things, which we'll talk about later. On the line, a little DVD sold for $12 shipped. I don't know where this one came from, but 12 bucks, pretty good. Got this Lily Pulitzer. It's like a little agenda keeper thing. You could fit like a tablet, but also like pens and different stuff. This one sold for 20 bucks, and there was a couple other listed, so I'm surprised mine went so quickly. That one's just going to get put in a bubble mailer and sent on its way. 20 bucks on that one. I'm pretty stoked because that one sold really quickly, and I just knew it was Lily Pulitzer, so that's why I grabbed it. A couple of 360 games here. These are all Connect. There's Dance Control, Wipeout, Connect Sports, and Connect Adventures. Individually, they weren't really worth selling. I think Dance Central might have been the best one, or Connect Sports. One of them had a little more value, but I lotted them all together and sold them for $22 shipped. They'll probably end up in a padded flat rate, I'm guessing. I just had them from the Hirsch buy. Figured we could make a few bucks on them and got them out of here. And then it looks like our last item here is these Nancy Drew books. They're the glossy ones. As you can probably tell, there's 35 of them here. Not a complete set or anything. These are from the Hirsch buy, so I made a lot of the 35 Nancy Drews. And they ended up selling for $80 and some change. So $80 and some change, 35 bucks. So we're about at $2 a book. I've probably got maybe 10 bucks in this whole set, if not less than that. So it was a great deal. Look out for these kind of stuff. These book sets and stuff like that. You can make money. Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, the Harry Potter set, Goosebumps. Those are all kinds of, children's books that if you find enough in the right set, you might be able to make some money. And obviously do your comps, as always. Don't just take my word as I'm always right, because things change with the market, and you should never, even anybody on YouTube, you really should always double check and fact check people to make sure what they're saying is accurate. But that's what I have for you guys right now of what's sold. Hopefully some more stuff will come through. We did sell a Sully plush at the end of yesterday, but it didn't show up in the video, so hopefully you'll see that screenshot as well. It sold for like 18 bucks. I think I paid $4 for it, so I paid up at a garage sale. The lady was trying to sell stuff. She didn't have much there, so I'm kind of a sucker sometimes. So if you ever want to get rid of some junk on a garage sale, invite me to it, because I'll probably buy stuff I don't need. But what I do, though, when I have a slow sales day, I've got this question: do I just sit there and twiddle my thumbs, or just cry? Or which sometimes you want to cry, if you really need the money, I guess, and you have a bill due or whatever. Maybe it's rough to not see those sales. But I try to be optimistic, and I try to look at things on a more macro level, like monthly, how I've been doing, or even weekly versus a day. Because one day I could sell $100, which would be really low, obviously, but then I could sell 1,000 the next day, and the average is going to be what, 550 or whatever that would be. So always keep it into perspective. That way you don't burden yourself all day worrying about sales. But if you're having a slow sales day, what I usually do is go into my eBay dashboard and go under my active listings and find all the ones that I can send offers to watchers on, and I'll do a bulk one. I won't go look at each listing. I'll just say 5% off to all of them. So I'll go click all those ones, send a 5% offer to everyone I have a watcher on that I can send it out, see what happens. I did that, and I sold the Nancy Drew. I sold the telematch thing, and I sold a couple other things from that. And then on top of that, I got a couple of sales now that are still pending payment where they've accepted offer. I sold a set of speakers for like 100 and something, and I sold one other item for I think 30 or 40 bucks. So we got some other sales in there too that hopefully will get paid for. So that's one thing I do. And then I went ahead and looked at my I usually run like a markdown sale. Mine had just expired on the 21st of February, so I went ahead and started it back up again. I do a tiered sale. So mine is, if you're 90 days or older, you get a 10% off, and the first 500 listings from the 90-day mark on get 10%. The next 500 get 15%. 20%. I just keep doing that little tiers based on how long the item's been on my store, all the way up to 30%. And hopefully that'll generate some sales on the older inventory, as it's kind of been stale and sitting for a while. So those are a couple things I do to try to get some things going. And it seems like once you sell one or two things, it can kind of get the ball rolling a little more, because all of a sudden a few sales started coming through and we kind of salvaged the day a little bit. So hope that helps. If you're having any questions about the tiered sale or whatever, let me know. Or the send offers to watchers, maybe I could do a little to show you guys how to do it. Most of you are probably experienced enough where you already know, but that's what I do. And today it happened to work out, and we actually generated some decent income. So that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you in tomorrow's clip. Take care. Hey guys, we're back with Thursday sales on eBay here. We should have just seen Wednesdays. We had a pretty good day. I mentioned how sales were slow, but we sent some offers out. I also mentioned that I like to look at things in kind of a bigger perspective, not just a single day. And today's the reason why, because today we had like 21 sales going out. A couple of higher dollar ones, nothing too crazy, but just a lot of stuff moving. These are the days, you like to have. So that's why I, again, like to look at the bigger picture, monthly or weekly basis, to see how I'm really doing. Because sometimes eBay just has weird days or weird couple days. All of a sudden the game can change in a second and things can get better. So try to be positive. I know it can get discouraging at times, but it happens to the best of us. So not that I'm the best, I just know other people go through this too. So what we have here is a bunch of random junk. Let's go through it. First off is a little tablecloth here. It's like this little bug one or whatever. Got this for 50 cents or a quarter at a garage sale. She had a bunch of different ones. Strawberry shortcake, some colorful ones, and then that one. A couple of them were open though, so I didn't grab those, but that sold for like $12.74. It's going to go out first class. I wish she had a bunch. One time I made a bunch of money on Care Bear ones. Check out my old Care Bear video. I had a bunch of Care Bear birthday stuff and made a ton of money on it. The best sale, I think this would be it. It's this Griswold cast iron. Hopefully you guys can kind of see the logo there. There's different size ones. So there's ones that are like bigger and smaller. I'm not an expert, but do some research on the cast iron. This one sold for $85 shipped. You should see on the screen, I forgot what it is. It's 11.5 inch or 11.25 inch skillet, something like that. Got that one from the Hirsch buy. The last one I sold for like $125 or something. This one sold for $85. Someone mentioned to me about the cast iron. I guess true cast iron people might get it all down and then kind of re-season it themselves if they're like experienced with that. Some people might just use it like the way it is, but I'm not an expert. But I never clean them too much. Just kind of leave them how they are. Wipe down any dirt or things, and then go ahead and put them up and see what happens. A Marine. This is a Marpat woodland camo, size medium long. So the long ones do a little better. This one sold for $25 shipped. That one should go in a pat at flat rate. Some Olekai shoes. A lot of people have been selling these online. You might see that little like hook looking logo. That's why I wanted to show you. You can't really see much about them, but I guess a lot of fishermen use them or something, maybe, hopefully. That information is accurate, but those I got for a couple bucks at a garage sale, $2 or $3. They sold for 32 on a best offer out to watchers. They listed like 37. Had a couple watchers, no interest, so I sent the offer out at 32 and someone jumped on it. Reel to Reels, also from the Hirsch buy. Look out for Reel to Reels, and if you don't know what one looks like, kind of looks something like this. So this one sold for 20 bucks and it sold within 2 days. Reel to Reels, some of them are super valuable, so look out for them. I sold one for 65 bucks. I've sold a couple for 20, 25, 30, and then a bunch for 15. There's a bit of an echo because I keep talking into this bread pan, so I apologize for that. This little bread pan right here is a Hitachi HB 101, something like that. That one sold for 29, shipped, going global shipping program. That model does really well for me. I've sold it a bunch of times, the bread pan and the paddle, so definitely worth looking out for. Sold some Nancy Drews. There are 15 of them. We just sold a set yesterday that had 35. This is a set. There's actually 15 in this set. It was the second largest set from the Hirsch buy that we had, just kind of the leftovers that we had duplicates of. That set sold for 30 shipped, 28 shipped, somewhere in there. I don't know. It was like a couple bucks a book. So getting those out of here. Happy to move the book sets. I love selling them, but they do take up space. So I love when they're gone. Another little book set from the Hirsch buy, the Mistborn Trilogy. This comping this one was weird because there was a bigger set that was going for like 25 shipped. And every once in a while, one of these was selling for like 20 shipped. I'm like, why is someone paying 20 just for 3 books when you can get more for, I guess, better price or whatever? I sold mine for 17 because they were used. I was surprised they even sold for that because some people were listing them for like 12 or 13. They'll go out media mail, probably weigh 4 pounds, something like that, and we'll get them out of here. Food processor, a little Cuisinart pusher there. This was in my death pile when I was moving stuff into the garage here. I have buckets and buckets of junk, guys, so don't feel bad. We all have, not all of us, but a lot of us have a death pile. This was in mine. Cleaned it up. It had the model number, so I knew what model it was for, and it sold in one overnight for $14 shipped. So not a ton of money, but pushers are one of the things that always seem to sell. People lose them, break them, and obviously they're helpful for your food processors. Here's a Hornswoggle, a little wrestling figure. We got a bunch of those. We've sold them off a couple times throughout the past couple months. This guy sold for 25 shipped, so pretty good for one of the figures. This is one of my favorite retail arbitrage buys, I guess if you can call it. It's like a discount store, but they buy pallets. I got a bunch of this HP page wide. Some of you might remember this, and if you do remember this, let me know in the comments. But I got a bunch of this for, it was marked at $14.99. They were down to $5. Like half of them had $5. The rest had $14.99. I went and said, hey, if you sell them all to me, I'll buy them all at $5 because you've obviously marked them down. The lady said, okay, fine. So I bought like 6 or 7 at that time. She goes, I think we have more, so come back. So I came back again another day. She wasn't there, but I found like 4 or 5 more of them for $5. And the lady said, yeah, we still have more. And I was like, okay. Came back a third time. There were none left. They couldn't find them. But the last 4 or 5 that I had, I never ended up listing. I couldn't find them. Well, they were buried in my death pile. So I found some more of them. Actually, maybe there were 6 of them. And this little guy sold overnight for a best offer of 65 shipped. It is expired in 2018, but a brand new one that's not expired is like $125. So for half price, someone's going to take a chance on the expired one. The other ones I sold about a year ago all seem to have no issues, and they were expired then too. So hopefully things will go well. This is the Dragon Ball Z Epic Battles little DVD. I sold one the other day for 25 shipped. I probably sold 4 or 5 of these. The guy just bought this one for $30, so hopefully he'll be happy with that. I may even have one more. He messaged me and asked if I had the GameCube one, but I don't have it. But I may have one more of these ones somewhere. So if I do, it seems like it's probably going to sell for $30. Some Aerosmith cassettes. You have Get Your Wings, Night in the Ruts, Toys in the Attic, and Rock in a Hard Place. 3 cassettes there. And yes, I can read. I just read those off to you guys, so pretty good. I'm a math major, but I can still do some reading. Those ones sold for $19 shipped. They were on sale. Cassettes, if you get ones that aren't worth a whole lot by themselves, but it's a pretty popular band, especially the rock, hair bands, things like that, and then rap and hip-hop. Some of those seem to do okay. Those sold for $20 shipped. Another item I listed last night from the death pile, this Epson 288 ink, brand new sealed, expires in 2020. That one sold for $9.99 or $9, something like that. So an easy sale. That and the page wide ink that sold for $65 and the pusher were all from the death pile. And that ended up being 70, 80 something, 85 shipped from my death pile in one day. So that's pretty cool. Mortal Kombat Game Boy game sold for $13.49. Not much to it, but Game Boy game cartridges seem to seem to sell pretty well if you have the right ones. I'm not an expert on which ones are the most valuable, but obviously Pokemon and stuff like that, and Zelda, Mario, but some of the like Mortal Kombat, some of the old stuff can be good. Back to Life, doesn't look like much. 3 little paper envelopes with DVDs in them. I got these for $1 or $2 at my friend's sale. He's a reseller, he buys storage units, and I got this and another little set that already sold for like 45 shipped. These guys sold for 50 shipped. I thought they might be worth something. I'm like, I'll just throw them in my pile. Take a look at them later. 50 shipped, sent an offer out to watchers. Someone jumped on it. So love those ones that you don't expect. This is also a sale from last night. I don't know what it is, but a lot of stuff sold. This is a Canon Rebel 2000 EOS or EOS. I don't know. It has a little bit of like wear right here. So I listed mine a little cheaper. I brought new batteries for it. I bought like a big pack of 10 because I figured I'd find some more cameras eventually. This little guy sold for 40 shipped. It does work. Powered it up, went through all the functions. Seems to be working okay as best I can test it. Sold it for 40. Okay, some media. OS Mutantes? I don't know. This little CD sold for like $8 or $9 shipped on sale. The Mayor of Casterbridge. This set sold for 20-something shipped, 22, 23 shipped. Little DVD set. Look out for Acorn Media. I don't know if you'll see that right there. Probably not, but... Acorn Media stuff, a lot of it's, I think, based on British programming or something like that, but a lot of their stuff seems to be somewhat valuable if you can find it. You just got to make sure it's Region 1. If you're buying DVDs and they're kind of weird sets or stuff, make sure it says Region 1 or it says 0 or whatever. With a globe. It's like usually like a picture of a globe and it'll have like a 1 on it or a 2 or 0. Those ones will work in the US and I think in Canada or whatever for region 1. 0 works everywhere if I'm not mistaken, but different numbers correlate with different regions of the world. So keep that in mind. Ice-T Return of the Real sold for like $6.79 shipped. One of those cassettes that's been on sale. Another listing that I'm getting sad because we're running out. It's Fixident, guys. Sold another pack of 4. These ones are on my 10% off sale, so that means they've been up for 90 days so far. We've made a bunch of money on them, and we're not complaining. They sold for $22.49. Whoops. $22.49. They are $2 all in for the purchase price, and they're going to ship out at the padded flat rate, so 8 something or whatever. It's going to be almost $8. So we'll probably make around 9 or 10 or whatever it is per every time we sell it, and we had a bunch of them, so that was awesome. The last thing I'm not going to pick up and show you, or last two things. One is a set of pool balls. They're like an antique set, kind of an older one. They sold for a best offer of 32 shipped. They got a bunch of yellowing. I don't want to pick up and pull them out, so I'll probably drop them. But this I will show you at least one part of it. This is the train from the big train buy that I told you was also from my death pile a couple days ago. I started listing them. It's a Southern Pacific Lionel 5498. This is an O gauge, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an expert on trains. I know a little bit, some of the scales, but it comes with 4 cars, I think. Oh, they're over here. I put some in the wrong box. 4 or 5 cars, 6 cars. You see them on the screen. It does power up and work, but it's like intermittent. Like it'll start going, it'll stop. It'll start going, it'll stop. I'll mess with the transformer. I couldn't really figure it out. Still sold it for 133 shipped. I paid, I think, $50 for that whole train box. We sold the track for 70. This for 132. We're already at 200. We sold 1 transformer for 30, so we're at 230. I got another train track that should go for around 60 to 100, and then I got a couple more transformers for 30 a pop. So we're definitely looking at that 300, 350 mark. Should be not impossible for that $50 train buy. So pretty cool. Plus, I really like trains, like to mess around with them. So that one, 132. We'll get it all bubble wrapped and packed up out of here. And that should be it, guys. So thank you for watching. I do want to say a couple things. If you haven't entered into the drawing for the 3K giveaway, make sure you go back to the last video. You have until basically next Tuesday, which would be... Yeah, so I looked it up. You guys would have till March, I think, 2nd, which should be Tuesday, unless I put a correction on the screen. That'll be the day that you really want to have your entry in, because the video that pops up on Wednesday will announce the winner, and that I should record that one on Tuesday at the end of the day. So make sure you get your guys' entry, and thank you so much for all the kind words. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate the support, the feedback from the video, the comments section. You guys have been great, and I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you guys are killing it out there. If you have any bolos, feel free to show me some love and send me a couple of bolos or 2 on Instagram or on YouTube in the comments. I'm always trying to learn too, guys. Take care. God bless. See you guys in the next one.